Right then, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Hello, wherever you are. My name is Paul. I'm possibly best known for the daily teasers, a set of daily brain teaser quizzes. If you're a subscriber, you'll see those floating past. I'm also known for doing very amateur reviews of both TV and films that I've watched and happen to enjoy. So if you see one of those floating past, again, see what you make of it. If it's something you've seen, leave me a comment. Tonight, though, I'm going to talk about yet another episode that I've seen of the first series of Star Trek Picard. The title, The Impossible Box. Let me try and summarise episode 6, The Impossible Box, for you, shall I? Obviously, it's episode 6, I've just told you that, and it opens by recapping previous episodes. But then shows us Soji, Isobriones, having a nightmare about her childhood, trying to sneak into her father's lab to see what he's doing. But she wakes up with her lover, Romulan official Narek, played by Harry Treadaway. He's interested in what the dream was about and is convinced she's hiding something. Meanwhile, on the La Serena, Agnes, Alison Pill, hasn't revealed the truth about Maddox's death to the rest of the crew, with only Rios, Santiago Cabrera, and Elnor, Ivan Evagora, guessing that something is other than it seems. I don't know if you saw the episode, but Dr. Maddox episode ends in a bad way. Okay, all that has to be put onto the back burner, though, as Admiral Picard reveals the next stage of the job they have to do. He knows Soji is on the artifact, the abandoned ball cube. He knows she's working with the Romulans. He needs Raffi, in the midst of having a nasty relapse, to arrange diplomatic access to the thing, to get to see the director of the Borg Reclamation Project. The director is a very old friend indeed called Hugh. And if you've seen that episode, you'll know who we're talking about. For Jean-Luc, this meeting is going to be quite nasty, as it's going to bring up some old ghosts from his own past. Now, what did I make of this episode? Has Star Trek Picard done it again and given us another good episode? Yes, they bloody well have. The series thus far, and I'm on series episode 6 here, I've just finished with, The Impossible Box. It's moving the story forward again. The actual box itself, or one of them at any rate, the Borg cube it's a wrecked Borg cube. It's half wrecked. The crew are all thankfully disconnected from the Borg collective, but is still one of the most menacing ships I think I've ever seen on TV. The technology between now and the 90s version and the Next Generation and Voyager is very different, but those original stark designs of Borg cubes are still very nasty, back then and now. They've only just tweaked it a little bit. It still looks like a nightmare, which it's supposed to. The actual story moves us forward. Let's have a look here. But it's giving us that one impossible box. It's giving us a nasty bit of setting. It's also moving the story forward, he says, trying to sound coherent, by showing us Soji's dream. The episode is dropping hints at us here, and it's showing us, or trying to tell us, that she's got a better subconscious idea of her past than she thinks. And that past is only highlighted in the little Romulan meditational ritual that Narek, Harry Treadaway, talks her through. It's also explicitly telling us how old Soji and Daj, her twin sister, actually are. There's one frantic scene where she's going through all of her childhood possessions, her old bits of artwork, letters. All of them are no more than 37 months old. 3 years old, 3 years and a month. I actually got thinking during this part of the character of Rachel in the original Blade Runner movie, the Sean Young character. She's a replicant. In other words, in that story's universe, she's a robot, she's an android, but she's had artificially implanted memories to try and keep her psychologically stable. Soji, it seems, and I'm assuming Dash as well, have had the same thing done. They've had artificial memories implanted, presumably so they don't question their origins, but presumably so that they can be kept psychologically stable. I don't know. We'll have to see how this goes along. It also brings another thread, that relationship between Narek and Soji, to something of a climax. There's a nice little scene where Narek talks Soji through a Romulan meditation designed to show the person performing it something about themselves that they don't know. They have to walk through like a little candlelit maze. I believe there's similar traditions in ancient Christian mysticism as well. There's various churches with little toy towns, they're called, mazes, that you have to walk through as a kind of prayer. It's similar to that. And it's something that Narek does to take her through to see if he can find out more about her, more about her childhood, more about what and who she is. But at the end of it, he tries killing her. Which isn't what you expect. You can tell the characters are in love. But this is a twisty Romulan thing, but he has to kill her to do his job. Quite something to watch that. It's bringing the relationship to a climax, but it's putting a hell of a twist of it. And it's also leaving him out of the game and his sister, Narissa, in charge. Peyton List looks absolutely bloody diabolical, I should add. The Romulan makeup makes her look distinctly nasty, I think. Patrick Stewart actually does a great... The man is one of Britain's finer Shakespearean actors, so he's going to be good at whatever he does. And he's great as Jean-Luc Picard in this series. He really is. This episode was him being slightly more serious. He's revisiting a part of his past that he really rather not, and he plays it very well indeed. He's got to face it, he's got to go through with it, and he does it very, very well indeed. It's something to watch. The other performance I've got to give credit to a couple of them. Alison Pill as Dr. Jurati, as Agnes, great job there. She's killed. She's shown herself to be a killer in the previous episode. This episode, she's dealing with something she's never had to do with the fact that she has killed, and she's dealing with that. And again, the other performance I've got to praise, Michelle Hurd again is bloody superb. I'm loving her performance. And I'm looking forward to the next episode, of course, because that is Nepenthe, which has already been published. I've not seen it yet. Some of you will have done. I want to see how Will Riker, Captain Picard's first officer on the Enterprise, interacts and mixes and does with Commander Musica, Captain Picard's other first officer on the Enterprise. I want to see how these two first officers bounce off each other because they've got one man in common. I think the two characters have very different takes on that idea of the King's Chancellor or the consigliere of a mafia godfather, or in this case, the captain's first officer. We've got two of them. We've got the very broken Musica on the one hand and the happily retired Commander Riker on the other. I want to see how they do. I want to see how they compare. I'm looking forward to it. I've also finished a fantastic episode tonight. Check out episode 6 of Star Trek Picard. It's called The Impossible Box. I think you'll be rewarded by the way this series is going. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.